I think the fans should coach United at this point because they all seem to have the answers. They say it's the system. Okay? Now, I'm telling you this right now. If medicine, medical science, if that was something like if it was a sport that was streamed and it had like fantasy medical league or whatever you want to call it, fans would have found the cure to cancer at this point. Manchester United fans would have found the cure to cancer because for some reason, because you watch the sport or maybe you played in your local league, you think you know everything. And I'll prove to you guys that you guys know nothing, okay? When Amorim came, right, everyone was saying he was the guy, right? Everyone was calling for Eric Ten Hag's head, the bald fraud or that name. Now Amorim is Scamorim. We're very creative with these names. We're so quick to just throw the manager under the bus. Cool. Let me take you guys back because fans are emotional and reactionary, right? But when Ole was here, first season finished 6th, we called for his head. He's a PE teacher, blah, blah, blah. He finished 3rd the second season, right? When he finished 3rd, we still called him a PE teacher. We said the reason he's 3rd is because of individual brilliance, that if we had a better manager, we would win the league. All right? Next season, finished 2nd again. No credit to Ole. Manager is not to blame here. He's actually, no, that's incorrect. He was to blame for finishing 2nd. He was to blame for losing the league. Basically, if he was a better manager with tactics, because he didn't have tactics, he was a PE teacher, it was freestyle football, it was just go out there and have fun, guys, right? Cool. That's why he finished 2nd. Then he finished 7th. I was like, oh, it's definitely him now, right? When we're 2nd and 3rd, it was individual brilliance the players were carrying. But when we're 7th, it's definitely him now. The players had nothing to do with this, right? Get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Cool. What was he lacking? Why did we fire him? No visible style of play. According to the fans, no visible identity. And, no tactics. So we got Eric Ten Hag, all right? Ten Hag comes in. Cool. He has the tactics. Let's play well, right? First 2 games, he tries the tactics with this dead man. He goes, this ain't Ajax. These guys can't cut it. Whatever the culture is here, whatever it is, for some reason, they don't seem to catch up with the modern game of football. They seem to be very backwards. So what did he do? He went into survival mode. Fans, immediately, I don't like this guy. He's a ball fraud. You were brought here to play the Ajax style of play. Stick to your tactics. Stick to your guns. Why are you trying to change to get results? Get him out. He's a ball fraud. Won us our first trophy in a few years, but cool. Get him as a ball fraud. All right, cool. Individual brilliance didn't come into that. It was all Ten Hag, right? Even when it's cool. I'm getting there. Wait a second. He was brought in for tactics, starts losing, discards tactics, tries to win. Fans get mad for not playing his style and changing. Remember that. Amorim comes in. Oh, he's honest, unlike Ten Hag. At least when he's having his interviews, he's being honest. He's not gaslighting us. He's not telling us we're great, we're good, or whatever it is. Amorim is being honest, okay? He lost a few games. Fans say, you know what? At least he's sticking to his guns, unlike Ten Hag. He's sticking to his tactics. Fast forward to losing to Grimsby. Nah, he's got to change. 3 at the back is not working. Finishing 15th. Nah, man, sticking to your guns isn't working. You got to change. You're too stubborn. Change. Now, what is the point to all of this? You guys don't know what you're talking about. Neither do I. We don't have a clue what the problem is. We have opinions. My opinion of this manager is it's not his fault. He does play a role in it, but the results we're getting, right, are not entirely his fault. That's what I'm trying to say. Because as a manager, you can never be fault-free, right? When we look at each individual game, even this game we just lost to Grimsby, you could be like, all right, cool. Onana made 2 mistakes, but it's Grimsby, we should be giving him 5-7-2, right? But who's going to execute that? Amorim? Is he going to go in the pitch and win this 1v1s? He's going to go in the pitch and not juggle in the middle of the field and lose the ball, like possession. He's going to go in the field and make sure the goalkeeper doesn't do what he did. Liverpool lost to Plymouth, a much better team, a team way ahead in their phase or whatever. They won the league, won the Champions League. They lost to Plymouth last season. They shouldn't, but that can happen. But it can definitely happen when you have a goalkeeper like that. Have you guys noticed that we were mediocre, we were not that great under De Gea, but we're not this bad. De Gea leaves, and these are the 2 worst managers we've ever seen. I'm not saying there's a causality, but there's definitely a correlation. I'm not saying the issue is the goalkeeper alone, but the issue is definitely personnel. The only way, in my opinion, again, I'm not claiming to be an expert, the only way, in my opinion, to change this is to change the culture, because that's what we have. We have a culture problem. You shouldn't walk into Grimsby and play the way you did. They went in there expecting like an easy win. because they're a fourth division team. Because you're wearing a Manchester United jersey, these players think they're too good to give their 100% against Grimsby. There is no accident that we played that well against Arsenal, because these players can turn up for the big games because they think but professionalism is the key. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're on that pitch, Grimsby, they're going to give you their all. You give Grimsby your all. You play with that same intensity. They didn't have it. When Newcastle held Liverpool to ransom, that wasn't Eddie Howe's tactics. They were a man down. They were 10 against Liverpool. 10 men. Man United can do that against Liverpool because they won't be able to run enough to compensate for that missing guy. Liverpool had to pack the bus. They were pinned back. They couldn't hang. Even the final that they lost to Newcastle, where they had full 11, they couldn't hang. That's not tactics. That's desire. That's will. That's them understanding that this means everything to this club. We haven't won a trophy in a while. We need to win this trophy. That's player desire. When Fergie was our coach, he was not the best tactician. I'm a Manchester United fan, but Wenger was a better tactician. We just had grit. We always wanted it more. Not saying we didn't lose to them, which was like a fair rival. But I'm saying when we won games, it wasn't because Fergie out-tacticked. Tactics are a thing, right? The personnel, the character, the content of the character, that matters more than anything else. I'm not saying that Amorim should stay, because if the players are not playing for him, the results will be the same thing. So what's the point of keeping him? So get rid of him to placate the players. Player power isn't going anywhere. The only way player power goes anywhere is if the structure of the team is changed itself. If we're able to have like the youth and everybody playing in one identity to the point where we can now slowly start discarding these guys, we should also just take time and then get a manager to just stable the ship. But when that manager comes in, the fans have to understand that in order to stable the ship, we have to be like maybe top 5, top 6, maybe 7th. Because if we want to play like a Premier League winning team, what is happening right now will happen with these players. It's not that hard to pack the bus and hit people on the counter. We could play like that. We'll probably get more points playing like that. But Amorim is trying to play like a Manchester United team. We just don't have the characters on the team to do that. It's not the technique, because they were the better players against Grimsby. He said it in the interview, and it's true. Man for man, these players should be better than Grimsby players. These players are part-time footballers. But we lost that game because Grimsby had more intensity to them. That is it. Oh, change it to 4 at the back, change it to 3 at the back. Bro, we've had managers win with 3 at the back in the Premier League, right? Let alone against Grimsby. How do we play like that against Arsenal under Amorim and then play like that against Grimsby? He changed the personnel. So what? It's Grimsby. It shouldn't matter. He changed the personnel. Who cares? It's Grimsby. It shouldn't matter. You guys play at the Premier League level. There was no intensity. And then we came back. Same thing against Lyon. Like last season. Where was that the whole game? Why should a halftime talk? Why should all these changes be made? Why should I bring all these characters? Why is it that only specific characters tend to do things? De Ligt is a leader. There are few players in there that are Manchester United players. Not in terms of technique. Because you guys are so obsessed with technique. This is turned into a rant. I've discarded my book. The gloves are off at this point. I'm angry at the fans. I'm angry at the players. Not so angry at Amorim. I'll be honest with you. I'm angry at the fans because the climate, the media will feed into this energy that we're putting out there, right? And the pressure will be on the owners. And I pray to God the owners are not as reactionary, as emotional as Manchester United fans. Because if you're going to fire this manager, then you need to have a clear plan. You cannot bring the next manager in hopes that manager is going to take us to the promised land without fixing the real problems in the club. We need a structure. We need an identity. We need a culture back. We need these players to not be able to sleep at night when they lose a game. We need players to fight in the dressing room when they lose a game. We need these players to care about Manchester United. We need that passion back here. We had all the passion merchants. You guys didn't like them because they were not techy enough. They were not fancy enough. But passion merchants are needed. Bruno is a passion merchant. Gray is a bit whiny, but Bruno is a passion, and we need more Brunos. He needs to be less erratic. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like his heart, like the content of his character when he plays, the desire to win. We need that. So many players are just here to catch a paycheck. So many players are very self-serving. I like Kobe Manu, but he's only thinking about his career and how he can advance and how he can get bigger. These are not the players we need in this time. If we were a good team, we're winning leagues, winning Champions Leagues, that is completely fine to have players like that. We can't afford that right now. Right now, we need players that are hungry to take this club to where it needs to be, that believe in this club, that love this club, that want to win with this club. And we don't have too many of them. Against Grimsby, they didn't act like Manchester United players. They were just calm. They were not putting that until they saw what was about to happen. And then it got serious. But at that point, it was too late. You needed to do that from the first half. That's how Man United play. As the game starts, the intensity should be immediate. Not like, it's Grimsby, let me just pass at 2%, not put enough power in the pass. Let's just be lackadaisical about it and everything. No. And there's nothing wrong with him rotating. There's nothing wrong with the system. It's not the system. You didn't have a problem with the system against Arsenal. Most Man United fans are like, I see it now. Even opposition fans were like, oh, Man United is going to be a problem this season. And then that fell off against Fulham. It's like, oh, change your sit. Make up your mind. It's not the system. When Ten Hag goes there, you're like, oh my God, he's changing the system to get us wins. Oh my God, stick to your guns. Then this one comes in, oh my God, he's sticking to his guns. Whatever it is, because we just want to win the league. We want to win the league tomorrow. But we're just not there yet. We're going to have to suffer. We're going to have to endure. Even if it's not with this manager, it's got to be with the next. But you guys have to change. Because if we get the next manager, you will still complain. If he comes in and says that, okay, it's impossible to win the league with these lots, and we just need to stable the ship till we can like transfer most of these players out, you guys are going to get angry. Style of play, no identity, we're finishing mid-table, we're Manchester United, You guys are not ready for a rebuild. Now, I'm not saying finishing 15th was acceptable, but I can understand why he decided to stick with his guns and finish 15th. I understand that. And granted, I think that was a big mistake from Amorim. I feel like he should have pulled a Ten Hag. Since he came in midway, discard your system for now. Start from now where you got a few players back. But hey, he did what he did, and that's fine. Okay? This season, for me personally, I would just say, let's see what happens. If we go 5 games and these players are just like, nope, we're tired of this guy, we're done, let him out, get him out of here, then get him out. Not because I think the manager wouldn't be successful elsewhere, but again, player power is not going anywhere. The only way to get rid of player power is for the club itself to have a structure that can handle player power. Right now, in order to get any player to play certain positions, we need to make a transfer. We can't. Our academy isn't what it used to be. A good structure should be like Barcelona, where it's like the academy players can just come in and slot right into the team, where there's a clear style of play, clear like identity, not necessarily style of play, because I hate that word. It's more of like the identity, like you go in and you know what this is about. When they say this is Manchester United, it shouldn't just be a word. It should be a philosophy. What does that mean to the players? Does it mean anything to the players? These players coming in there, new signings, Cunha walking in there and being like, I'm the best player here. These guys are trash. I beat them when I was in Wolverhampton. Bomo coming in, same thing. No players coming in and looking like, wow, what a legend Ahmad is. Oh, what a legend Juro is. Oh, what a legend Maguire is. Oh, what a legend this guy. We don't have that anymore. And this all started from David Moyes. This all started from the Glazers. There's a reason why Modric and the Cruz and those players get slowly phased out. Ronaldo gets slowly phased out in Madrid, because you need that. You need the new guys to come in and see what it's about, feel what it's about, and want to aspire to be that. No one is aspiring to be Bruno. No one's aspiring to be any of those players. And Manchester United of old is dying. And if the ownership doesn't do anything, not necessarily just firing the manager to fire the manager, but actually have a concrete plan, get the right people in to do what needs to be done, it's over. We're a mid-table team, and we'll be a mid-table team for a very long time. So before you guys just call for the next manager, I just want you guys to think about that. I think you guys can have your opinions, but before you get emotional and angry and start calling for the next manager, just think about that for a second. What would that look like? What is the thing Amorim is lacking that you're looking for in the next manager? Is it tactics? What is it? What exactly are you hoping to get with the next manager? Oh, just need a manager that can get the best out of his players. What does that mean to you? What does that look like? Get the best out of the players. Essentially, a new manager that's going to come in, win the league. Who do you think these players can win the league next season with a new manager? So what are you expecting from you? Just want them to play better. What does that look like? They can't do that against Grimsby. Do you think it's because the coach is terrible? What exactly should we have done against Grimsby? Park the bus against Grimsby. What exactly? That was the players not turning up on the day. What manager is going to come and, as a professional, you shouldn't need a manager to motivate you. you should feel privileged to be in a situation where you're making that much money, to be able to like feed your family in a time of economic crisis, really, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. That should be enough motivation. I know this is unpopular, so I'm probably going to get destroyed by this content, but hey, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, but that's just my thought on this. I just think fans need to chill. If they get rid of Amorim, that's fine. I'm not emotionally attached to him. I don't necessarily think that will solve anything, but I get it. You lose to Grimsby, someone's head's got to roll, and if it's Amorim, so a poor guy, and I hope and wish for nothing but the best for him. This club is just where careers go to die, and at this point, I just want to shundice people that don't really have any career to come in, so that when we inevitably make them into memes and get rid of them, it's like whatever. But it's just sad to see that you come here as a player, as a manager, and you just die. There's got to be a reason for that. At this point, maybe we have to actually start digging all of Old Trafford. Maybe we need a new stadium, because that Pogba Hyena might be a real thing. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and leave your thoughts. Let me know. Do you disagree with your opinion? And again, it's just opinion. I'm not an expert. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.